Hi, it's Julie from Julie Laughton Design Build. I'm here at the Dwell event in Los Angeles, and this weekend we're here to talk about living in the sky. The new trend in downtown LA anyway is living in the sky. The homes are going vertical. So I have done this many years ago as a profession. I worked in New York City doing condos and high-rise living back in the 80s, and now today it's a trend in Los Angeles. So the convention center has a platform on that, and I'm here speaking today, and I hope to see you soon or at the event. I love coming to the Dwell event every year. I'm back again this year, and as you can see by looking around, the Dwell event is such a well-managed, beautiful presentation of what's latest and greatest in the design world. You can see all the latest and greatest ideas for flooring, countertops, shades, drapery treatments, details and woodworking, windows, doors. There's even a camping area. The color theme in general is beautiful, easy on the eye, lots of organic feeling, modern, zen-like in general. It's just beautiful here, so I'm enjoying myself immensely, and I hope you are too. Good morning, everyone. My name is Julie Laughton. I'm a designer, an interior designer turned general contractor. What makes that unique is that I did interior design and space planning like the next speaker, but I decided at an early age in my career to stay in the dirt and get it built. So I became a licensed general contractor and took all that experience I had in interior design of how people live and my expertise at drafting and space planning, and I worked with the largest developers in New York City for 10 years, building all the high-rises that people lived in between 1985 and 1990 in New York City. So I was there in the dirt, drawing it and working with them to get it built so they could sell the building, profit from the building, and of course, have the public love it. I did the model apartments on every building between 1985 and 90, built by Philip Milstein, Zeckendorf, Lefrak, Goodstein, Silverman Brothers. It was a fun time, but the building process of those skyscrapers is the same as it is today. Everything that's done is analyzed for square footage, for profit, and then girls like Brittany will come in and help them make it fabulous looking, but it all starts with the plan, and that happens to be the motto of my company as well. It all starts with a good plan. So we're going to go through 3 buildings, 2 buildings in LA, and then 1 building in New York, and we'll talk about that, and then we have questions. So the first building is the Glow building, which is 1050, and that is, I'm going to read from my notes, 1050 South Grand Avenue, downtown Los Angeles, 5 stories high, the textured metal facade, fabulous looking. So like, you know, the staggered decks make it fabulous, and there's a couple buildings in New York City doing this now, and there's some downtown and uptown doing this, but I love that look personally. But again, the tall wall, the floor to ceiling windows, everything, fabulous looking building from the outside. And then space planning, always, this one in particular uses muted tones. So it's modern, but it's not stark modern, it's muted tones. So everything flows together so nothing pops, it's more muted. And then with the wood accents, it makes it traditional and, you know, a little more historical in a way, but the muted tones is the key in these particular units. And then the kitchen being with the island peninsula in the middle, the living room, it's a multi-use space, bedroom separate and bathroom separate. Beautifully designed, mid-century highlights, so it has character. It's not ultra-modern, but it's modern. And then we have the bathroom, fabulous porcelain tile. Again, wood grain cabinets, not the white. You know, everything's warm and muted tones, just friendly, easy in the eye. Timeless, modern is what I call it. Because everything I'm doing today, too, for residential is this. There's not as much traditional, but the traditional's there, but it's all modernized. So it's just timeless. And that's like natural stone, but it's porcelain. So the natural stone look in porcelain is also the way we're doing everything. Then you have the next building. This is actually a rental unit for people like corporate people. Now this building was designed and furnished, so you just come in and rent and leave. So you can live there a year or whatever, but if you don't own, but it's a rental. And this building actually is the furnished living at 888 South Olive. And these have 3-bedroom apartments. Again, the square footage 710 to 2,100 square feet, just like the other one. And the prices you can see online, they're, you know, reasonable. But this one, being a little more stark, and maybe, you know, still has the heritage of with the wood grain being used, but a lot more white, a lot more modern, because it's easier for many people to like. And it's just a little more high tech. Again, floor to ceiling windows, but more modern. But a lot of people want the pure modern, especially people that are just renting or living, you know, it's easier. Same thing here, natural stones, but they're Caesar stones, salt stones, limestone look, you know, very light, everything light. Lighter it is, the bigger it looks. And then this is my favorite building, kind of switching gears. So that's LA, high-rise living. It's the same everywhere pretty much, but this particular building in New York City on Chelsea, 70 Best Street, kind of encapsulates the essential high-rise living, but bleeds over into what you would do with your home, because this building, designed by the very famous architecture firm, what it does is it has a limestone cladding exterior, so it's like a vintage turn-of-the-century building or a French castle. So the architecture itself, with how it was clad, is beyond gorgeous, timeless, historical, but yet it's modern. So if you go through the interiors, this is the ultimate look for the high end today, which is the dark walls, the plush, the traditional with lighter colors. So and the higher ceiling, but you can see this is kind of what everybody's doing and I'm doing in my residential homes. Just elegant, more wood tones, more, you know, floor to ceiling windows. In this case, a lot more space in this building, but you know the look over the top slab. This particular product, the Calcutta in the porcelain, is beautiful, timeless. The Calcutta stone like this has been used for years, forever, but now it's in the porcelain and the silestone, so it's, you know, more affordable and durable. So again, this is a recap kind of you know, what's being done today for high-rise living, like you would do in residential, but it's all about, it starts with a good plan. It's all about space planning and getting the building to work for the people that are living in the high-rise living today. It's a whole trick, you know, that the average customer who buys the building doesn't realize the work that goes into actually space planning and designing, but the finished look, that what we actually do for a living, Brittany and I, is what makes it sell. So again, I'm Julie Laughton, Design Build. I'm an interior designer and licensed general contractor. And in a couple of minutes, I'll turn it over to Brittany. But if anybody has any questions in the meantime, you know, basically it's up for discussion, just to kind of review what's being done today. But if anybody has any questions of me, you know, I'm happy to answer. But otherwise, we can get ready for Brittany's presentation and do something at the end. Yes. Oh, design build. Another thing about like these buildings, they're design build. You have the architect and the designer and the contractor all working together. So in my case in residential, I'm kind of unique because I'm a designer and a licensed contractor and a female. So I am actually pretty unique, but my customers in residential are preferring to work with one person, just like this building gets built, even though it's 3 people. I do all 3 and do it for the residential market, which isn't being done that often anymore. I mean, yet. I mean, it hasn't done yet, but the client is beginning to prefer that, a seamless one-stop shop design build, because it could be a potential nightmare to have your architect, your designer, your kitchen designer, your contractor, your landscaper. You really have 5 people to deal with in a residential project, whereas here you just move in. So in high-rise living, you're done and then you decorate. But the point is, the trend today in residential, because I'm in it, I see it, is people wanting to work with a complete package. You know, they want it just done, because it's a long, costly process. So just so you know, we see a lot more of that today. So anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Brittany, and we'll get ready for her presentation in just a couple minutes. Thanks for stopping by. It's been a wonderful time at the Dwell event this year. I spent an hour talking about high-rise living. That's something I used to do at the beginning of my career, but it still relates to what I do today in the design build world. And I just love coming to the Dwell event because I can see all the new, latest and greatest trending items in the design world, and it inspires me. So I keep coming back. And on that note, I hope to see you soon. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And remember, it all starts with a good plan.